Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's Travis here. So I came home from work to find this sitting on my doorstep, which is cool. But it looks like I missed the other two packages. I missed the FedEx guy on those. I don't know why he only left one, but apparently I needed to sign for the other two. Obviously, these are some brake rotors that I ordered that I'm pretty excited about. I'm gonna open them up and check them out. I didn't get any of my fluid. I got fluid and pads and stainless lines. I didn't get any of that, so I gotta wait for tomorrow on that. But oh well. I wasn't gonna put them in today anyway, so I don't know. Let's take a look. These are the DBA 5000 XS. They're two-piece design rotor. Pretty sweet. I was checking these out for a long time when I was deciding on what kind of brake upgrade I want to do. I was thinking about, originally was thinking about getting the, what was it, the AP Racing big brake kit. They make a really nice kit for the 2015 WRX. But it's like $3,000, and I don't know. I didn't think I really needed that at the time, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if these work out. I definitely want to take these on the track and see if they'll hold up. I think they will. I'll be getting into some more details about them later, but for now, I just kind of wanted to check them out. Maybe I'll open one up. They're supposed to be. Supposed to be a little bit lighter than the OE ones as well, because the hat here is aluminum. So let me get this bag off. Yeah, these are pretty cool looking. They have like a special vein pattern too that you can't really see. It's an Australian company. They call it what do they call it? Kangaroo paw. Yeah, kangaroo paw. You can kind of. Maybe there's a picture. Oh, here's a picture on the back. It's got funky looking cooling veins on there that are, you know, supposed to be cool for you know, efficient for heat displacement and all that shit. Anyway, we'll look into more of the details all later, but for now, just want to kind of check them out. I'll be putting these on tomorrow, so look forward to that video. And yeah, we'll get the rest of the parts and get it all together. Waiting for FedEx. Where the fuck is Federal Express? Where the fuck is my stuff? Federal Express, bring me my shit. Seen you drive by for 2 hours. How come you didn't stop here? Federal Express. Finally had to go down to the FedEx store and pick up the stuff because I don't know, something happened. There was a problem, and anyway, FedEx driver didn't bring my shit. So anyway, got it all here now. I'm gonna be doing some stainless lines, some Stop Tech lines in the front and rear, and I'm gonna be doing these DBA rotors just in the front, and some fluid and some EBC pads. These will be the yellow ones, yellow stuff. So anyway, let's go see if I don't break something, and yeah, check it out. Alright, so we're going to start here by removing these 14mm nuts on the caliper. There's two of them, just like you're changing your pads. There's one right here on the top, and there's one right here on the bottom. We're going to start with that, and then we'll get all the caliper out of the way, then we'll get the rotor popped off. Once you get this top one off, the caliper here will swing down. And get the bottom one out. Careful, because this whole assembly here will drop out once you remove those. You don't want to not hold a lot of tension on this brake line here. You don't want to drop it or let it hang by that rubber hose. It's no good. Also, there will be a 12 millimeter bolt right here hanging. It's holding this brake line to this strut here bracket. And then the line will slide out of there. And you'll have a lot more slack to set aside the caliper for now. This will be a good time to go ahead and clean all this up in here. You're gonna want that to be as clean as possible. A lot of dust and crap in here you want to get out of there. Once you get the caliper moved out of the way here, you're gonna want to remove these two 17 millimeter bolts. I'm sorry, not that. Down here, right here. This guy here, and this guy here. I don't know how good you can see that back here, but that's what's holding on the rest of this, and then this will just pop off. The rest of this caliper will just fall off, so you're going to want to hold it while you take out these 17 millimeter nuts. And then the rest of this will slide right out with your brake pads. And that's out of the way. Caliper out of the way. If you're lucky, the rotor will slide right off. I didn't have such luck on either side. So what you do is take this bolt out here. Doesn't have to be this bolt, but this just happens to be the right thread pitch. This was what was holding the brake line to this strut bracket here. And you see these two small holes right here. You thread this into that, and then you tighten this bolt down slowly, and it'll push it. It'll push the rotor off of the back, and it'll release it here. Let me show you. So we're gonna tighten this. I don't know if I can hold it and film it while I do this. Until you'll hear there it is. That's what you want to hear. And then I usually back it off and I just put it in the other hole next to it, so you can it's kind of prying it, you know, evenly that way. And then it should drop off. Fuck, here we go. Make sure you don't cross thread this. That would just obviously make it harder. There we go. You see how it just kicks loose? And then you should be able to pull it right off. It's hard to do while you're filming with one hand, but you get the point. So there's that. And I'm going to be taking this heat shield off. I don't know if it's a dust shield or a heat shield, whatever it is. I'm not going to be using it anymore. So there's 3 bolts. I think they're 12 millimeter. Yeah, the 12 millimeter right here, one down here, and then one underneath right here. But obviously taking these off is a very, very marginal weight savings, but very marginal weight savings, but a weight savings nonetheless. It's maybe a pound if you add up both sides with the bolts. Maybe I'll weigh it later just for fun. All right, that's so far so good. You're gonna want to clean this hub surface up really well. I use some brake cleaner. Go ahead and get that real clean. I also gotta scrub it with a steel bristled brush. Want that to be nice and clean in there. This is the DBA XS5000 two-piece heavy-duty rotor. It's got an aluminum hat, improved venting system, and it's obviously hatched out or whatever. I don't know, cross-drilled, and I don't know if these even count as oh, I'm going blank right now. Slots, but they're more like gashes. So anyway, let's get this on here. I really need a tripod. Set this down. As you can see, these are 10 holes, so they're double drilled for different Subaru WRX applications. I don't know exactly what years they'll fit. I believe it's 5 on 100, 5 on 114, but I'm not sure. Check with your internet. Here's the company name here, Disc Brakes Australia. But they make them for everything. So, all right, let me get these pads put in here. And I gotta set the camera down again. So these can be kind of a bitch. You just want to kind of pay attention to how they came out, so you can see how they go back in. There's these little tabs here. These little tabs that you want to note where they go, and obviously these go underneath the pad. It's all kinds of the wear indicator and all that stuff. So it's not super hard. Just take a minute, maybe take some pictures. These slide right out. Once you look at the replacement pads, they're going to be the same thing. That's the wrong side. You know, as far as all the brackets and whatnot. I don't know exactly what that clip does, but obviously these are the right ones. These just pop, slide right out. You can see the shape of this square peg. It goes into that square hole there, and the same thing on the other side. It's not rocket science, but you can get a little turned around if you don't pay attention. So I'm gonna have to set this down to get these in. So I'm gonna get the pads in, and then we'll get these calipers back on. Okay, so I'm going to slide the caliper back over the pads here. I'm going to try to hold this in place. It's going to be a bitch. If you let go of the pads, sometimes they'll pop out of their slots that they're supposed to sit down in. I'm going to try to minimize that. Once this is on, obviously this holds them in place, and you have to worry about it. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I did not retract the pistons, so they're not going to fit over the new pads because they're thicker. Hold on. One way you can see your pistons here need to go back inside in order to fit over the new pads here. So what I like to do is use the old pad, butt it up against it like that, and then I'll use this thing over here, this big clamp, and I'll squeeze down on it like so, and it'll push those pistons up inside there, get them out of your way so they'll slide over the new pads. Pretty much back together here. I'm going to change out the lines. Got some stainless lines here for the front and the back, and then I got to change out the fluid and take it for a spin. Hopefully it works. So as you can see, this on this OEM rotor here, it's going to be 21.6. 21.6 pounds. And on the DBA here, we're looking at 18.6, so that's pretty substantial weight savings for a pretty inexpensive kit. These are about 450 bucks each. So I think I got this. Yeah, I got the pair for about $8 something out the door. And then I had the lines and everything else were obviously more, but pretty good weight savings. I'm running out of light here, but anyway, on these brake lines, these stainless brake lines, they're really easy to do. All you have to do is loosen that fitting right there. It's your hard line. Connects underneath this bracket here. You can see it's kind of shitty. You can see it, and then follow the line down to your caliper. And there's another bolt right here, banjo fitting. And then that's it. Replace them. Obviously, there'll be air in the line. You have to bleed your system and tighten back the two fittings. That's it. All right. Alright guys, so I got these brakes all installed. I finally got the lines bled. I actually had a little bit of trouble with that. I originally tried to just gravity bleed the brakes. I've had luck in the past doing that with other cars, but that didn't work out too well with this one here. And then I tried one of those reverse bleeder systems from a company called Phoenix Systems. It's where you pump fluid from the calipers up instead of naturally the master cylinder down. I had a little more luck with that, but it still was kind of a spongy pedal, and I wasn't too happy with it, so I went ahead and just did the old-fashioned pump and hold with a buddy. And that seemed to have worked pretty well. This is my first road test here, but obviously the brakes work. I tested those before I came out, but anyway, so far so good. We'll see what happens. I was looking at the EBC's website for their break-in procedure, and in order to bed in the pads, I got the yellow stuff pads, and I don't want to get into a lot of detail. You can look it up yourself, but basically you're supposed to take it easy for the first 100 miles, abrupt stopping, and then the next 100 miles you can kind of get into them, medium pressure, I guess. And then after that, you're supposed to basically get on them hard from 60 miles an hour down to 10, 5 times, and then let him drive a little while, let him cool down. And I think you're supposed to do that twice, and then supposedly that beds them into the rotors or whatever pretty good. Anyway, there's a ton of information you can get on your own on the internet about that. Lots of different opinions and all that stuff. I don't really like getting into debates too much, but I just went by the manufacturer instructions. I don't have any vibration. I'm not having any excess noise or anything right now, so that's good. Other than that, I don't really know what else to mention. They look great, and I'm really excited to see what they're like on a track. So I got anyway. I got the Motul with the RBF 600 fluid, and I got stainless lines all around from StopTech, and I went with the DBA rotors, Disc Brakes Australia, the XS 5000 series, and yeah, and the UBC yellow stuff pads. So anyway, it's kind of a boring video, but I'm just kind of making sure these things work out here. And I'm just excited to drive my car. I haven't driven it in like 3 days. I wasn't able to knock these out as quick as I wanted, not only because I couldn't get them to friggin' bleed, but I also had work and a wedding I had to go to and stuff like that. So anyway, the car sat in the driveway on blocks for the weekend. Anyway, other than that, I'll check in with you guys later.